Hi, I'm Christina and I make vegan family meals. We've been vegan for almost 9 years, or just over 9 years now, and I do a lot of cooking for my family, and people are always asking me to share my recipes or share my secrets. And I'm not a big recipe follower. I kind of just throw together what we have. So I want to share some of that with you all. And today we'll make a very easy granola recipe that is kind of a go-to in our family. Okay, today we're gonna make granola. My family loves granola. One of my kids especially loves to eat yogurt every day. And so they're always looking for something like crunchy or something texture to put on top of it besides fruit. So this is one of my go-to easy granola recipes. As you can see, it's only about 7 ingredients, and you can even make it less than that if you choose less nuts and seeds. So what's in here is 2 cups of whole oats. And if you want to double the recipe, it's really easy to do as well. Here's 2 cups of rolled oats. And then I use about a cup of nuts and seeds total. So I go a little shy on the pecans because I want to add more kind of omega-3s and stuff to the recipe. So I add chia and hemp seed as well for the kids. Try to sneak that into their granola. So I go a little shy on the cup of pecans, and then I go like a couple of tablespoons of chia seed and a couple of tablespoons of hemp seeds. And I'm just throwing it all in the bowl. It's super easy to do. You're just gonna mix it like really well all together, so it doesn't really matter if you do something ahead of time or not. And then there is a tablespoon of cinnamon in there. If you're not a fan of cinnamon, then maybe you can do less than that, but 1 tablespoon is usually fine. And then here is also where you can probably flex it a little bit. So the last 2 ingredients are a ½ cup of maple syrup and a ¼ cup of your favorite, like nut butter. This one is almond butter, but you can swap it out for whatever, sunflower butter or peanut butter, whatever you use. If you don't like it too sweet, you can always hold off on the maple syrup. I'm just doing it this way because the kids always like extra sweetness in theirs. So there's a ½ cup of maple syrup, and then the ¼ cup of your favorite nut butter. And this kind of gives it a little bit texture to it and makes it a little bit stickier and a better bite pieces in there. You can scrape that out. I don't have the best tool for that right now, but okay. And then we just mix it kind of all together in there till everything's super coated and mixed in nicely. Use some muscle power there. Yeah, you want everything really coated so that it cooks evenly. And I already preheated the oven to 325. And so when I'm done mixing this, I'll lay it out on a parchment paper on a pan. And you want to lay it out like really nice and spread out evenly on the pan so everything cooks kind of at the same temperature. And depending on how your oven works, I usually do 325 for about 20 minutes, and at 10 minutes I check it and we'll go in there and give it like a stir in the pan. I like it a little bit browner. The kids don't like it so brown, so I kind of watch it a bit, so sometimes it's maybe only 15 minutes, not the full 20 minutes. And nicely use some muscle power there. Yeah, you want everything really coated so that it cooks evenly. And I already preheated the oven to 325. And so when I'm done mixing this, I'll lay it out on a parchment paper on a pan. And you want to lay it out like really nice and spread out evenly on the pan so everything cooks kind of at the same temperature. And depending on how your oven works, I usually do 325 for about 20 minutes, and at 10 minutes I check it and we'll go in there and give it like a stir in the pan. I like it a little bit browner. The kids don't like it so brown, so I kind of watch it a bit. So sometimes it's maybe only 15 minutes, not the full 20 minutes. That's looking good. And even if it's not for the kids, my husband also appreciates having the granola to eat over oatmeal, either hot or overnight oats. You know, this is a nice topping for that as well. My daughter, she's not a fan of yogurt or oatmeal, so she'll just eat it by itself, and we'll sometimes pour like just milk over it as well. So that's another way you can eat this granola. Okay, so now I'm just gonna put the granola on a piece of parchment paper on my sheet pan. Sometimes these parchment come in like pre-cut sheets, which is really nice. This one is not. That's why you see that frayed edge there, but it's fine. It works the same. It's good for, the parchment's good for granola, or even when I'm doing kind of like oven one sheet tray dishes as well. So it's nice to have handy. So I'm gonna pour this all out in here, and then I'm gonna kind of even it out, like I said, so that it can kind of cook more evenly. And if you see any like chunks in there still, try to like spread them out as well. And this granola usually only lasts a few days in my house. It gets eaten pretty quickly, so we try to kind of make bigger batches and give them out as Christmas gifts as well. So yeah, just spread it all out here. And like I said, if you don't like pecans, I mean, I use pecans, chia seeds, and hemp seeds, but if you're a fan of walnuts or almonds or slivered almonds, you can sub out the nuts for that. I would just kind of watch it a little bit your first time, because some of the nuts kind of burn differently, so you might want to check your time on it as well. Okay, so when everything is kind of like spread out, then we can put it in the oven. Like I said, 325 for 20 minutes. I would check it at 10 minutes. Kind of give it a stir, and then let it cook another 10 minutes, or yeah, and see how it goes. Okay, I just took it out of the oven. I actually took it out a little bit shy of 20 minutes. I took it out at about 16 and a half minutes, because like I said, the kids don't like it too brown. I prefer it a little bit brown. But remember, I'm gonna let it cool down, and it's probably gonna get a little bit toasty still because the pan is still hot. So I let it cool about 5 to 10 minutes. And then I like to keep it on the counter, because we found that if the kids see it, then they're more likely to eat it than if I put it away in the pantry. So I get like a big mason jar, and we'll fill that in after it cools down, and then leave it on the counter here for the kids. Okay, so now I'm gonna attempt to do this nicely into the jar. You can kind of grab your parchment paper, kind of make a cylinder here, and then pour it nicely into the mason jar slowly. And this is a big mason jar, but if you wanted to fill several small ones, you could also do that too. I hope you guys liked my first video on making granola. If you like what you saw, if you want to see more videos, please like and subscribe to our channel, Vegan Family Meals. Thank you.